Hi everyone, today we are looking at a question like this from 2022 Red Swastika. Now as you can see over here, it says that ABCD is a rectangle with an area of 168. So what is ABCD? ABCD is this entire thing, okay? We know that in order for us to find the area of ABCD, we will just simply have to do length times the breadth, right? So what is the length? The length over here is AB, okay? And the breadth over here, it's AD. Okay, so this is something that you want to write down first, right? Because you do not know what are the measurements, but you know it is from A to B, which is the length, and from A to D, that is the breadth. Now, they want us to find the area of the triangle EDC, okay? So before I go on to that, I just want to read this. It says that the length of DF is twice that of FC. So this is actually 2 units, and this is actually 1 unit. All right, so that is actually the base of the triangle. All right, so the area of triangle EDC, so we are going to say that the area of triangle EDC is actually equals to half times base times height. Okay, so we also want to look at what is the base. We do not know the measurements, okay, but we know that there are some labels over there, so we are going to list it down. All right, for the base, it is actually DC, and for the height, it's actually AD. Okay, so that is what I have. Now, did you know that the area of rectangle, so I'm just going to write over here, area of rectangle is actually equals to, all right, like what I've written above, okay, but I want to match it to what I'm writing over here. So the area of rectangle, I'm just going to look at the base, all right, the base being DC as well. Okay, so I'm just going to say DC times the height, which is AD. Okay, so we are going to write times AD. Now, you can see from here itself, right, that this is actually 168 centimeters square. And when I look at the area of triangle, I realize that the base and the height is the same as the area of rectangle's length and the breadth. So the only difference, right, in this situation is really just half. It means to say that the area of triangle is half that of the rectangle. Okay, so in order for me to find the answer for this, I will just simply have to do 168 divided by 2, and that will give me 84 centimeters square. Okay, so this is my answer for part A. Now, so let's move on to B, which is the trickiest part. Okay, so first thing first, right, we want to read the question. The question says find the difference. Now, the difference means to minus, okay, in the area between the two shaded parts. Now, when I look at the two shaded parts, right, there is no labels to it. So what I want to do is I want to quickly label it as X, and I want to label this as Y. Okay, now I also want to label these ones over here. Let's just call it A, and let's call this B. Okay, of course you can label any alphabets, but for simplicity's sake, we just want to call them X, Y, A, and B. Okay, now let's ask ourselves, what is the area of X and A? Okay, so the area of X and A, let's write X plus A first. Okay, we also want to find out the area of Y plus B. Okay, Y plus B. Okay, now when I look at this triangle, we know that the area of this triangle is 84, right? As what is found in part A, right? And we can say that 84, okay, 84 is actually 3 units, right? 84 is actually 3 units. So what we want to do is quickly find 1 unit first, okay? So 1 unit is basically just 84, okay, divided by 3, and we get to 28. So when we look at X plus A, we know X plus A is 2 units. So I'm just going to write 2 units over here. And if X plus A is 2 units, Y plus B is 1 unit, right? So we are just going to write 1 unit over here. And we know the measurements, isn't it? All right. So we know that for this is 28. Okay, for X plus A is 2 units. Okay, so 2 units is basically 28 times 2. All right, when I do 28 times 2, I get to 56. So we know that this is 56. Okay, but again, you see, A and B, they are not the same. So you cannot cancel it. If they are the same, you will just cancel, and then you can find the difference, right, between X and Y. But unfortunately, we are not able to do that. Okay. Some questions allows you, but for this question, it doesn't, right? It is definitely way more complicated. Okay. Now, I don't know if you have seen this, right? It says that G is the midpoint of EC. What is the meaning of midpoint? Midpoint means, right, it splits the triangle into half. Okay, so I'm going to remove my green highlighter. I want you to look at these two triangle. Okay, this is one of it. Okay, and then the other one is this over here. All right, now because this is midpoint, right? This is midpoint. It means to say that they share the same height and they share the same base. So because of that, okay, what I can write down is I can write that y plus a, okay, why is it y plus a? Because this is y plus a, as you can see over here, is actually equals to half, okay, of 84. Remember the area of these two triangle, when I add them up together, is 84, right? So half of it is really just 42. And then when we say x plus b, it is also equals to 42. Okay, so these are some of the equations that I have. Now, do you remember what is it that we want to find? We want to find the difference between the area in the area between the two shaded parts, which is x and y. So we are going to do x minus y. Now, when I look at this, right, I want to ask myself, okay, which one will allow me or will help me to get to x and y? In order for me to do that, I have to use something that has the same a, right? So you can actually use this x plus a and y plus a. So we are going to write it out again. X plus a is equals to 56. Okay, y plus a is actually equals to 42. All right, so right now when we minus it, what happens is this, right? Is that I'm going to cancel a, and when I cancel a, x minus y will then be 56 minus 42, and that gives me 14 centimeters square, and this is exactly what the question wants us to find. Now, of course, if you want to use the other one, which is y plus b and x plus b, because you are going to cancel b, so let me just write it out. This is an alternative, okay? You will still get to the same answer, all right? So we say x plus b is equals to 42, y plus b is equals to 28. Now, if you're wondering why is it that I always start with x, because x is definitely bigger, right? When we minus, we want to make sure it is big minus small, okay? So this is something that I've been teaching the P3 students, P2 students, that, hey, it is always big minus small. Now, when you see b and b, right, what happens? They are the same, you can cancel, right? Then you are going to minus, so you can say x minus y is equals to 42 minus 28, and therefore my answer for this question is still 14 centimeters. So it doesn't matter which one are you going to use, all right, you will still get to the same conclusion. I hope this video gives you the clarity that you need, and I'll see you the next time. Bye.